and Cynthia Hill, because she's running for Tenant Association president. Yo, Clark came over there to serve me with eviction papers for me to get out, and he told me, "You done, boy, you done."
Well, this makes me laugh. I didn't know he was going down, but I guess, he got to ride down one flight of steps just to get to his car in the basement.
Right.
I said, "Excuse me, what are you?" Because I always call you.
Because I was telling you not to, not to let him.
11K. I said, "What is he talking about?" "I don't know. He's crazy." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay."
I think that establishes slandering my name. I'm not crazy. And anybody that I'm trying to help, they try to slander my name, say I'm crazy. The same thing. Oh, yeah, they sure did.
The slander they put on me.
Oh, what about when Mitchell falsified the police report when the woman on the second floor got beat up and tried to have you arrested? Tell him about that one.
I had left and I came back to see my mother, and I had heard about somebody getting robbed or something like that. Evidently, the elevator stopped on the second floor.
Right.
So, like, when the elevator stopped, her door was like, kind of, I could see where the police was sitting on like that.
Uh-huh.
And I spoke.
And Mitchell was there.
And I heard one of the officers doing something like this, like, "Not now." I'm wondering, I don't know if somebody dead in there, whatever went on. Yeah, it was put out that I robbed the lady, and I did this. I don't know. She got a problem.
And you're talking about Hosea Mitchell?
Yeah, because it was told to me by some of my workers. She said I did it. And everybody was looking at me stupid. I don't know what they're looking at me dumb.
And I've got the piece of paper with the detective's card where I wrote the letter. I didn't even know you then. Where I wrote, and I took you to my apartment and showed you the paper, where I wrote to the detective and told him that there's no way that you robbed that lady and that Mitchell falsified a police report and tried to blame it on you in order to get rid of you to cover up her stealing your mama's money.
I don't know what's going on, but I'll go out there and panhandle and take me some cans and bottles. I have this, and I do it again before I will take some anybody. And if things don't get better around here, I'll be picking up cans and bottles. And I ain't gonna see my mama go hungry now.
No, look, whatever I got, why you think I came here and checked on your mom?
See, I thank God for my husband having that job. He got 11 other grands. I swear to God, he got to take care of all of them except for 2.
Mm-hmm.
And my other daughters and all like that. But we manage in some kind of way.
Well, I've mentioned this. I've called Douglas Apple, the manager. I've called Chino Hernandez's office, left messages. No one's ever called me back. I've been beating this drum for at least 2 years.
Oh, another thing I want to tell you. Like Mr. Clark told me to get in touch with him. That was, I was supposed to get in touch with him yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not, because I had nothing to say to him.
What did he want?
He said, because Miss Fonte said she had some problem with my mother. Did Miss Fonte get in touch with me? I know Miss
What problem could they have with your mother that can't?
Because she don't go out the door.
She don't go out, she don't nothing.
Now, I'm not going to say, the other day when she was going out, I was downstairs. The other day I was with her. So I don't know what's going on. But I did not return the call.
So they're trying to get rid of your mama out of here in order to cover this up?
I don't know. But that's where it looked to me. There was no problems before that.
Until the complaints started coming in.
My mother been here. I know I got a child that's, Jesus. I got a grandson that's 11 years, 12. I know she's been here at least over 13 years or more.
I remember her when she used to be down in the tenant patrol. And then I didn't see her anymore, and I've been wondering what's happening. And when somebody brought me the copy of that bank statement, I took it to Isaac Perry. That was the same time I asked him to put my name on the lease. He told me, "Don't worry about it. Leave everything as it was."
I don't know what's going on now. Everybody else is moving in like it's a project. They just passed it.
Well, the Russian people downstairs, they got somebody living with them. The Spanish people, they got all kinds of people living with them.
I'm not going to talk about nobody. No, I'm not going to be racist. But
we're not being racist, but we're talking about how management favors some people against others. Yes or no?
That's true. I'm going to tell you. He was talking on the phone about this and that. And other. I'm just gonna sit her down and tell her this and that and other. When I got my husband, his whole tune changed.
Oh, so when a man came around, he wouldn't. His whole tune changed, like he couldn't scare you no more.
That was one day my husband had her.
Ooh, Glenn Clark.
Scared.
You were scared.
I was actually scared. I'm gonna sit her down. I'm gonna tell her this and that, and I'm standing back there. Told me just sit down. I said,
Talking to you like you like trash.
I'm going to get my husband. But you know another thing he told me?
What?
When he went down south by how he went over the slaves was and this and that and other things he had never seen. What nationality do he think he is? You know? But my mother didn't raise me like that because I went to the best of schools, private schools and everything else. That's maybe it's all the same. But as you told me the other day, I think he do have a little problem with that. But I ain't gonna point my finger at nobody unless I'm sure. I know. Go to your collection.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Go to your collection.
That's black love, Judge. This lady needs some justice, Judge. This lady needs some justice, Judge. Please, give us the subpoena, bring everybody to court, and let us get our day in court. I dare you to say it on camera.
I will say it.
Okay, say it on camera.
Mrs. Mitchell is a danger.
Okay, let me get from
Yeah, 'cause I'm looking for
Right, okay. No, that's okay, that's okay. Now, tell us the story from about the stolen check. Look, you're not looking bad. No, you're not looking bad. Now, because I got a close-up, all right? Well, all right. Now, Mabel, tell us your name, where you live at, and tell us, no, just tell me your name, your phone number, and what you observed about the stolen check of Mr. Saxton and the whole scenario with the district attorney and everything.
My name is May Keys, or I was approached by Mrs. Mitchell. I was on my way to the library on Merrick Road, and she said, I want to take a walk with you. And as we came back and returned to my mother's place here,
Right?
she showed me a check and said, this is James check, Saxton's check. I'm going to cash it because he didn't earn it. And as far as I'm concerned, that's what happened.
She stole a check from the mailroom downstairs,
Right.
went and took the check and cashed the check, said she was going to cash the check.
He said she would go cash it.
Right.
Because he wasn't going to get it.
Because he wasn't going to get it because he didn't earn it.
Right.
That's the, and right. And what about, what happened after that? Because you told him that she had that
I informed him, yes.
you
Because
informed
she
him.
threatened me. That's the
Right.
reason why I told him.
Right.
Other than that, I would have never told him.
Right. And you told him, and then he went to the DA.
He tried to get help.
Right. And then he also wanted you and Miss Williams to accompany him to court. Something, right?
He asked me for an affidavit or whatever my recollection was
Mm-hmm.
of what happened.
Right.
I told him the same thing I'm saying to you.
Right.
I did see the woman with the check, with the man's name on it, but
And it was a New York City housing check
from the little work he done.
from the work he did with Miss Canty
He
downstairs.
had looked for that check for a long time.
And that's the man that came up dead days before he was supposed to be with the DA at criminal court.
Exactly.
I think everybody's got that. Now, you had mentioned something else before we started, that Mitchell is a danger. Yeah, tell.
She is a danger to all the vulnerable elderly people here, and she's forever threatening people. Ever, because I have a case against her myself. I have a document of her threatening me. That's it.
Because
She's got
Miss
a bad
Barlow seen
habit.
her with a hammer coming looking for me And downstairs, I got her on tape, saying she came after come after me with a golf club because of the thing with her getting fired. And Nycha, remember you had told this to the investigator, Victoria Cruz, about the stolen check of Mr. Saxton?
Of course.
And on my telephone in my house.
Exactly.
And she never called you for you to be deposed and for you to tell it or anything. And I believe personally it was an attempt to cover up that crime for Mitchell.
Probably.
Because it's so big, it would have brought in the feds.
They still should be on this. It is a federal defense. Anytime you go in mail and steal somebody's mail, and no matter what it might be, but this was a real check. City check belonging to Mrs. Saxton. And she pursued it, she stole it, and she cashed it. And whatever else happened, I cannot say. I can only go by what was said to me.
And the man did come up dead days before he's supposed to go to criminal court for her to be indicted.
Exactly.
And Nycha don't want to have anything to do with it.
No.
They never called you back after you told them that the investigator never. Victoria Cruz is fired, I hear.
Wonderful. They all need to be fired because they are no good. From top to bottom. They're no good. None of them. Because they don't respond to things that are important and that need urgently attention. They don't do it. Simple as that.
Thank you, Mabel. I'm going to go downstairs and get me some Chinese food, baby. All right, Mommy. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know anything else but the truth. That's what I saw with my eyes.
That's it.
My eyes and sight.
That's why
I didn't ask for because I didn't know anything about it. I knew nothing of this. I wasn't interested in it because I don't listen to stuff like that.
And you know were you aware or witness to her abusing senior citizens, like yelling at them, abusing them, and that sort of thing?
Forever calling people stupid and using very profanity language.
That's exactly what Miss downstairs, Miss Harper said. Calling these old people stupid.
And using profanity language.
And using profanity against them. What about the yelling and the screaming?
Frightening them, abusive, or, out of character.
Abusive behavior, totally out of character.
The behavior is totally out of character. There's no reason for this woman to behave this way towards innocent, vulnerable people.
Mr. Commissioner, Mr. Chairman Tino Hernandez, you get that. Mr. Douglas Apple, you can't say you don't know about it. I contacted you. Judith Abruzzo of the Inspector General's office, you fired Victoria Cruz because she was part of the conspiracy that were trying to help Miss Green's daughter. Yeah, you know about that one.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's very bad. She embezzled the woman out of her money.
And went and bought the mink coats in that car.
Yeah, thank you.
and nobody want to believe it. I mean, they act like somebody. Now I see why she calls everybody stupid. Because what she does is so outrageous. If you tell it to strangers, they probably never believe it. Unless there's collaboration by a bunch of people. And that's what I'm trying to get here.
With somebody with a little intelligence and some type of, common sense.
Common sense.
Common sense. That's all it is, common sense. You know when somebody beats you for one thing, you don't allow them to come back and take thousands of dollars and embezzle your money from your account, go and then let them sign where they can take control of your account. The woman is stealing the people's money. Honestly. Because they're allowing it. They're afraid of her. That's why.
And the nepotism that got her on that job of Tenant Patrol Supervisor by Isaac Perry is another thing that needs to be investigated. If she got fired from NYCHA for cause, what is she doing still? It's almost like a Brown of FEMA that got fired for his incompetence in Louisiana, and he still got a consultant job making more money. That's bureaucratic, political nonsense. We need to take it to a judge.
This is Mr. Clark calling from the New York City Housing Authority. I have a message for Alta Grace regarding Mr. Philip Rice. If you can give me a call back as soon as possible, it's an urgent matter. Seems there's some kind of violation going on. I want to get to the bottom of it. Thanks. Have a nice day. Well, I told you not to call you again.
Thursday, 11:29 a.m.
Hello, this is a message from Miss Alta Grace Trice. It's important that you give us a call at the management office at Baisley Houses. We would prefer that you don't let Mr. Philip Trice call us because we have some problems regarding him. We need, if you have another relative that speaks English and can translate for you to contact us, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thursday, 2:23 p.m.
New York City Housing Authority has snubbed my congressman, Congressman Gregory W. Meeks. And in the shadows, NYCHA is strategizing damage control. And we have New York City's Human Resources Administration coming to the rescue to have a disabled American veteran displaced into homelessness for blowing the whistle on Baisley Houses employees, robbing senior citizens, and locking them up in a gas chamber trying to kill them. That is a fact. The congressman's office for 2 months has had my paperwork, all the evidence, along with videotapes, and NYCHA, with a sister agency, has been hunting this Haitian national. This is Shelton House. New York City Housing Authority, Shelton House. 89-09 162nd Street. This is where Mayor Bloomberg's political appointees, Tino Hernandez, has been aiding, abetting, giving material support, and suppressing the knowledge of criminal activities by Hosea Mitchell, Neva Harper, and others, Brenda Wells, to actually kill these old people right after they rob them of their money. They take them to banks, have them put the NYCHA employees' names on bank accounts, and they drain their money. These old people are calling each other inmates. What kind of nonsense is this, Mayor Bloomberg? Are you going to take responsibility for Tino Hernandez, Chairman, New York City Housing Authority? Douglas Apple, General Manager. He's the guy that confiscated the evidence I gave him about two years ago in order to suppress this. Judith Abruzzo, the Inspector General. She outed me as a whistleblower and then sent a referral to the NYCHA legal department that's run by Mr. Lil Ricky Ricardo Morales, who sent a bunch of goon squads over here, along with the 107th Precinct, to chase me out of my house went right after my mother died. Without the permission of the zoning board, your political appointees of New York City Housing Authority are rezoning the 6th district of Congressman Meeks. Isn't that illegal? Oh, well, I'm sorry. Can't call you guys to the carpet because you're not supposed to use the word. All right, I won't use the word. I'll show it to you better right upstairs for HUD to put them in jail right after they get fired. And by the way, I'm supposed to be evicted in a few days. Let's see if that really. I am a disabled American veteran being displaced by your administration as retaliation for exposing crimes of your political appointees at New York City Housing Authority. I'm talking about Tino Hernandez, the chairman, Douglas Apple, the general manager, Judith Abruzzo, either the present inspector general or former, and Lil Ricky Ricardo Morales. He's got his lawyers should be disbarred because they went to court and committed a whole bunch of perjury, and Congressman Meeks has all the proof. His number is 718-788. Respect for Mayor Blumberg, because I respect myself. But what kind of ship are you running here in New York City? Are you going to take responsibility for them, or are you going to call them to the carpet? They snubbed the congressman because you're the most powerful guy in all of New York State. You're going to make these allegations without any proof. Here is Franny Green's bank statement, embezzled by Hosea Mitchell, covered up by New York City Housing Authority at the highest levels. Tino Hernandez, Douglas Apple, Judith Abruzzo, and Lil Ricky Ricardo Morales. Here is your Ricky Ricardo Morales. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Ricardo Elias Morales telling me to leave them alone. Don't call NYCHA no more. Stop your complaints. We're going to handle it. Here is the proof of me sending to your Mr. Weintraub on 3/16/06 that the old lady almost blew up the building because they locked her up in her apartment after stealing her money, going to Social Security to become representative payee. She's suffering from malnutrition, Alzheimer's, and dementia, and you leave her in the gas for 4 hours? Here's the call log number for 3/16/06. FDNY EMT call log number 2140. Listen to the senior resident advisor saying NYCHA knew she was in there for 4 hours. So you got a ghetto and you gassing black folk. You a freaking Nazi. And then 2 days after that, after I gave them this information, here they are giving me 8 months free rent to keep my mouth shut as a bribe. If I didn't take it and had a court paper to show it, you wouldn't believe me, would you? Took your money. 3 months after I take the bribe, they got the checks, did not cash the checks, went to the marshal, had me evicted. Adult Protective Services and Human Resources, in complicity with them, did not help me do my own order to show cause, did not do the order to show cause. I had to do it. Then I went to court and showed Judge Kramer that here's the money was in the bank waiting for them. And they knew there was a crime of opportunity because they had seen a newspaper article that I got the Canadians to give me $1 million worth of breath testers to help save New York State residents' lives by giving them a free, portable, disposable, 100% accurate, foolproof breath tester. Come on, man. And here is the letter from my attorney, the affidavit, the affirmation that says, hey, look, you guys misrepresented your case in court to evict Philip Dreiss. Guess what? Nobody cares. On top of it, in order to kill my life from that day, they brought in a ringer. Here's the affidavit that says right here, my signature was gotten under false pretenses to accuse. Here it is, right here. My signature was gotten under false pretenses to accuse Mr. Dreiss of criminal conduct in court, and I was misled by Miss Neva Harper to sign any document against Mr. Dreiss to fabricate evidence. That's suborning perjury. They should be in jail. That's illegal evidence. NYCHA Legal is in cahoots and perpetrating this fraud. Josephine Russo sends something that said that this is an exclusive senior center. The congressman's office told the court evaluator, Jamie Butchin of Creedmoor Psychiatric, NYCHA is perpetrating a fraud. No one paid attention to it. But when I send you information about Ralph Sanders abusing his grandmother in here, and economic exploitation and child abuse, that idiot, Judge Millian of the People's Court chewed me out. Didn't you see it on September 12th? Didn't you see me looking like crap on TV? Well then, guess what? Stupid Productions, you're next. And on top of it, that was three things. This is a little bit separate, the People's Court thing about NYCHA. Now, this is the money back from a check of NYCHA